Alright guys, we're just gonna jump in right here in today's video. I built something that I'm calling the Leumas AI text file processor, and what it's intended to do is to make a queue of Printify products and have ChatGPT generate all the images and assets necessary for publishing them directly to our Printify or Printify websites. So here's a demo of what the app looks like. I'm gonna show you guys basically how you guys can clone a copy of it and basically get it up and running, what to expect in the next update when I do publish this, and yeah, just how to get this running connected to your own store so you can start selling real life products just by sitting on your ass. And this could be a huge money maker, who knows, especially if you handle it right. So here in my Printify, just to show an example of some of the products that this bulk tool created for me. I created some notebooks and some really cute pixel art and space images that I asked for it, and honestly I don't think they're that bad. Obviously they're not all winners here, but for the most part they are pretty nice. Like this one right here. Yeah, but to get started, all you're gonna need is your own Printify account. So if you haven't already created your own Printify account, you just go to printify.com. No, I spelled it wrong. Don't go to that link. It's probably malware. But you'll go ahead and sign in, and you'll be able to access your stores. Go ahead and create a new store just by adding a new store if you don't have one already. But I have one already made. It's called Cursed Tees, and this is just going to be making for the most cursed t-shirt ideas, edgy, meme-related t-shirts that I like. I find it funny and amusing, and a great way to test the capabilities of this tool that I made. But once you have your store, you'll be able to go over to connections in your Printify panel, and you'll be able to generate your own API token. So we'll go ahead and generate a test API key just for the purpose of this video. We'll say Leumas test API, and we're gonna go ahead and this is important, get it full access, because we're gonna need to basically use every feature on the Printify API token. So once your token is generated, you can just go ahead and copy that, and great, now that you have that, don't lose it, otherwise you'll have to make a new one. But you'll be able to start at here, let's go back to the home page. Text file processor. Once you navigate over to my text file processor, you'll be able to navigate between my AI tools. All of these tools are basically purposed to communicate with each other to execute larger actions. We have this modal right here in the bottom that we could say navigate home.
Navigating to home.
It's a little buggy,
navigating
but
to home page.
This AI speaker basically takes our voice input, creates a transcript of our voice, and it determines, okay, based off this transcript, what's the best function we could execute, what is the user asking for, essentially, and it executes those functions over on our back end, which I think is super cool. We can even say, create Printify 50 t-shirts. Create Printify. Create Printify 50 t-shirts. Okay, well, I'll show that later at the end of the video because I gotta get the command for it, but it's a little buggy, but essentially it's supposed to navigate us over to the text file processor, where we can determine, oh, okay, let's go into print mode because we want to build our products for our e-commerce store. And all we're going to do is just go ahead and paste in this token that Printify gave us, or just like that. And we'll go ahead and get shops. What this API token is doing for us is extending a request to Printify saying, hey, can you get all shops this access token, this API token, can create CRUD requests for. And we want to send our cursed t-shirts over to Cursed Teas, which is a WooCommerce site. I know it doesn't look very, very aesthetically pleasing. I've just been trying to get the back-end architecture to work for the most part. But I mean, it doesn't look hideous. Up here, you'll be able to see all products within your Printify access token, and they look really cute. Basically, you'll be able to navigate through their catalog. These are all the different products that we can build. You don't have to build it through one of these, but if you want to find more details on that Printify product and you want to start designing specifically, you can go ahead and do that. That's going to take you to these parameters up here, but you don't need those parameters up there. You don't need them. You can use them if you want to, but I haven't been working on this custom placeholder. You'll see that here in a second. Basically, you're prompted with this interface. So let's go full screen. This thing to the right over here, that's super important too. So I'm going to show you how we can basically go from a list of prompts, this should be the first thing we see when we come to this site, and we're going to build a list of 100 prompts that we want to send to ChatGPT or DALL-E requesting it for images. So we're basically going to say, what are we trying to build? The keywords for what we're trying to build are t-shirts. So prompts to send to DALL-E image generator for a cool Doge related pixel art image with a white background. And what this is going to do is it's going to start fetching 100 different prompt items. It's a little buggy, but we got it to process over to this do it images in the top right, which is super important into getting the assets that we need for our Printify to have these images. DALL-E doesn't just generate the images. So once it generates the images, it's going to generate maybe a 512 by 512, but that's not enough DPI for Printify. So to handle that, basically the image, as soon as it's generated, it's also resized and then sent over to our Cloudinary backend. Cloudinary, once it receives a public URL, not a base64 URL, that URL then can go to Printify. And now Printify is able to have the assets that DALL-E generated automatically. This all happens automatically. So now that we have our prompts over here and it looks all good, we can save this as a text file, but that's optional if you want to use it in the do it prompt. But automatically this list should go over to do it images. So you'll see a pixel, yeah, there we go, and we have control over, this is called our image queue. We have control over how many images are in each block. So we're gonna go ahead and say generate 3 images per prompt. So that'll be, what's 3 times 95, that's 285. Yeah, so we'll just start processing, and it's gonna go one by one, generating the blocks, generating the images for the specific blocks. Like here, it runs block 1. Now we have the images necessary for block 1, and those are actually pretty cute. Those can go on something like a notebook or a backpack or a girl's t-shirt or something. But yeah, once they're if it's green, that means they've successfully made it over to our Printify. So let's go ahead and generate a few more images, and we're not gonna run all 95 of them just for the sake of the video, but it will run all 95. It'll run as many as we want. It'll just take the time it takes to generate those assets. And also, it's like about a penny per image. So, I mean, you're not gonna go broke if you let this run for 100,000 items, but it does add up quite rapidly. So just be courteous of that. Yeah, so that looks like enough assets. Now we can see here let's go ahead and refresh the page. We should see these images here in our queue, or in our accessible images. Yep, there we go, there we go. And we can go ahead and select all the images that we like. I like this one, I like this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And we can go ahead and start building our queue now. And this is where it gets exciting. This is where we start sending to Printify. So let's say we want to make, okay, we're gonna make a women's t-shirt, and we want SwiftPod to be our provider. Now what's happening here, for every image that we select, it gets its own image JSON, and for every Printify product we have, it gets its own Printify JSON. For every image basically gets paired with every product in the list. And to see that it's actually pairing, we have these pairs right here. And we can see for every image, it goes to the same product. See, image 1, product 1, image 2, product 1, image 3, product 2. And now if we add another, so let's go ahead and say we want to make not a women's t-shirt, we want to make a man's t-shirt now. And we can also give it SwiftPod. And now we can see, bam, 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 bam. Every image has every product. And now it's just a matter of us clicking this button in the top of the left, excuse me. Also up here you can select the store that you want them to go to, but I want them to go to Curse Tees. And we just click, bam. And we got, okay, some of them failed, but if we go over to our Printify now, excuse me, brain fart, we can see all the images that we just made, they're there, which is really sweet. And now it's up to us to go in and save these, publish them to our actual store, customize them how we need them, the pricing, and just to make sure that everything looks right. And that's basically how we're able to use ChatGPT and OpenAI tools to be able to generate real-life products. Now imagine if we were able to switch this print-on-demand provider with a PCB manufacturer. For example, we could have ChatGPT generate the assets needed for a Gerber file, and we could send that Gerber file over to a PCB manufacturer where they can automatically build our circuits. My point I'm trying to make is this print-on-demand service, it's now we can take it out and implement a new print-on-demand service. So we could have ChatGPT generate assets in bulk for anything that we want in the future. Also, I wanted to show off this Do-It prompt processor, which is something kind of like Do-It images, but basically it works with text files. And if you want to go and check out my previous video on bulk GPT, I'll have that linked. But we finally got it in the React application in a much better looking, well, not much better looking user interface, but now we're able to have it generate multiple lists at the same time. So let's say, give me no, hold on, it's gonna be a little slow because there's like 1,000 different, yeah, there we go. Give me HTML4, and then we're gonna split out our topic. And then it's going to go ahead and show us the prompt built for all of those different blocks. There's about 3,000 blocks in here, so that's why it's going so slow. But great, now we can see topic is replaced by the content of the block. So now once we start processing this, it's going to give me a HTML document for buttons, a navigation bar, one by one. So let's go ahead and start. And Yep, it's gonna run. And look, we get a response.html. And yeah, it gives us the buttons. Yep. Let's go in. No, actually I can't open that, not on cam. Okay, but yeah, that's basically everything that we have created for bulk GPT. so far. It's a really nice application, and there's a lot of potential buried within it. There's a lot of other tools and stuff that I'm working on to make this Leumas AI application as multifunctional and universal as possible. So if you guys want to check it out, it'll be linked down below, but it's not published quite yet. I still have to find a suitable VPS that'll keep this secure, because when you have an application where you drop your own API key or bring your own API key, it can get a little complicated in making sure that you guys are safe and nobody gets your API tokens. So that's why for now, if you're going to use the app and you're going to drop your API token, make a temporary one and delete it right after you're done using it, just so there's no problems. I'm not liable if anybody steals your API keys. Thank you.